what you say it is. Victory or defeat is what you say it is. No matter what you go through, if you say that's a victory, then it's a victory, because that's the way you see it. I can give you an outline on focusing and whatever. For instance, I could say, this is that old one I used to say.
Man,
I could say,
that's one of my favorites.
yeah, I could say my life has been a total failure. I could say that. I could say when I was young, I used to go to jail all the time, and on and on and on. And when I was doing this black enterprise, I could say I failed because I tried to do a great black enterprise, and it worked fine, but in the final analysis, I failed. I could say that I went to Africa and tried to fund a revolution. Well, actually, I didn't fund the revolution. Evidently, it wasn't enough for the rebellion, but it was nice for what Negroes had. I would say it's more than any blacks ever gave any other blacks. I already know that, because niggas don't give other niggas no money. That's just, they talk to them to death, but they don't, okay. So I could say I was a failure. I could say I went to South America. I could say when I was in Oakland, I wanted to build a black mafia, also economic enterprise linked together. Because black mafia with me, that's the term they used in those days. You controlled your neighborhood. And the same thing with black nationalism. You control what goes and comes from your neighborhood. So I could say I failed in that. I could also say that when I was in South America, although I smuggled a lot of cocaine up here, I wanted to cut off the Colombians in Colombia, and we become the intermediary, and we developed a huge cartel, and blacks would control cocaine distribution in America. Okay, I could say I failed in all of that. But I could also say that what we did in Oakland was a huge success. We were successful because we did way above and beyond. When the police realized what we was doing, they said, we gotta get rid of this nigga. That's what I told them today. I said, that's what the Oakland Police Department and all this, why. I said, there people pretending like nobody knows who I am. I said, the Oakland Police Department uses me as a study scale. Not when they study organizations and organizational development and all of that criminal, they study me and our organization since back then. And when they talking about Islamic movement, they got to be focused on the dear brother. It's just, I told them this stuff is so hilarious, it's not even funny. I said, the stuff I'm telling you, you should already know. I said, this stuff is, people are pretending like they don't know what we don't know, who's who and what's what. I said, no, that ain't true. We just don't want you to get hurt. And I said, you wouldn't want to get hurt, but I don't, that's not a criterion for me. I have a certain job. I love my job. And everything that I've been doing all the time is because of that job. Like, for instance, this stuff right here for the daftar, if I put something in my notebook, I put it there to find out who's going to read it and how they're going to put it together. I've been telling people that all along. So I can tell my neighbor down there, when they say, they're on, sister, what's her name? I told her, I says, send me some money from out there in Denver. Okay, but they didn't send no money, and they wasn't going to send no money. But by here, I heard the thing about money. So you can touch, when the head of the doctor tells you, you can't tell anybody anything, especially your wife. Well, the reason I know how to keep a secret, but I want to find out how, it's too easy. How does people, I don't know if you remember, I said years ago, just draw lines. You take Oakland and you draw lines from here to there. In other words, you see who's who, just draw a line. Just put Abdul-Malik there and connect him up. Put Mukhtar there, collect him up. So if you got Mukhtar, just collect him up with, what's the name? He used to live next door. Right? Remember the security guard and all that? Yeah. They the same goofy people, right? These niggas is goofy. Okay. I don't want to talk tough or anything, but I cannot feel uncomfortable with going back to Oakland. Every time I go to Oakland, I go to the Masjid. That's where I stay. But when I was assaulted, I said, okay, I just let them have this for a minute or two, and then at the same time, I had to leave and come back to this program. And when I told the police that, the FBI, they said, you drove back from California? I said, yeah. I said, with that head injury? And then you drove to Phoenix, which is the same as California, and then drove back here? I said, yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. I said, I didn't start getting, knocking over coffee and stuff till I was on the way back from Denver. But I made it back fine. But by then, I could tell, if I got coffee and I'm trying to hold it and stuff like that, and maybe every now and then I would just knock it over. Okay. What I'm saying, dear believers, is I think they were reaching out, a feeling. I think there's many things. The FBI have many things that they might want to do. And number one, why would they want to protect my life from going to Oakland? I just put that on the shelf. I'm not going to consider that right now, because my goal is to have a nice Ramadan and then go out there. Now, in the meantime, because they're on everything. A lawyer's not going to call me from the law office 10 minutes after the FBI just left here. All of those things are abnormal. They don't fit. And I signed up with them people almost a month ago, right? So why would they call me in the middle of the day here just wanting to know which kind of lawyer? It's because, look, let's be realistic. The whole country is controlled by the system. Every part of it is controlled by it. So the people are famous is because they wanted them to be famous. They spoke the language. if half of the men you see on TV now are sissies, right? It's because that's the line. They know what they're doing. Yeah, that's hip today, so I'm gonna be bisexual, I'm gonna be, they don't want no hero, gorilla man, right? They want John Lemon, I don't know his name, right? All the guys on, you watch TV lately? I said, boy, there's plenty of fairies on this, that's all it is. Okay, it's no problem. But that's the line they playing. It's fine with me. The more y'all it is, the less population you have. So you'll breed yourself out, or you'll unbreed yourself out of existence. If it's boys with boys, and girls with girls, in one generation, goodbye y'all. So we're supposed to be against it, but we say, hey man, more. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. Right? You breed yourself out of existence. You'll have one generation, or maybe two. But anyway, this is the way I look at it. If they want to clear the slate clean, they have to come with something like what it's cost us over these periods of time. So we've picked a number, $40 million, that's fine. That means they give us our accounts back, they just fix all of this stuff. And then with them, we done already got the message out. Who we talking about? We'll say, we'll just, for 5 years, we'll just talk about an entity or this, that, and the other, who we, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we'll pass it on to other people to say what we want to say, right? That's the deal. If they want it, we're fine. But they have to do it in a hurry because I'm going back to Oakland. And I don't know what's wrong with them, or what they think, that maybe somebody's scared or something. They know better than that. But they could be using reverse psychology, you know. Because remember when the white lady said, why don't you give them, or let them have the Masjid in Oakland, that made me bite down harder. I'm getting rid of you. What's wrong with you? So that could be what they're doing, but it don't make a difference. Because we're not bound by, just like how you look at anything, remember, if we looked at our life one way, it could have been a total failure. The other way is a total success. In Islam, we've been a total success. We're here umpteen decades, and nobody ever did this. Ain't nobody did this before. I don't know how people feel about it, but ain't nobody did this. To stand in front of the system and manipulate the system, domesticate it. It's so hilarious, we have domesticated the system. That's what we've done. I mean, maybe it don't look like it to y'all. We have domesticated the system. The system does 60% of what we tell them to do. Everything we set out there, they grab it and use it a certain way. So we almost know exactly what they're going to do. The whole environmental circumstances were saying it's time for them to come by and visit. But in negotiations, sometimes you have to say clearly what I was talking to. I said, look, we'll see these Iranians and this cyber stuff. I said, cyber stuff, my ass. I said, let me tell you something. I said, do you think he was telling me about a guy that stole a van, a Ryder van, either this week or last week. And he was going to drive it into, what is it right over there in Virginia? That, what is it, Maryland? Over there by the bridge, I guess on the other side is Virginia, and on this side. Right over there they have a big Ferris wheel or something.
Oh, yeah, by the harbor.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, a guy is supposed to have stolen a van. And he was gonna run over everybody in that van. But the van stopped on the highway. Huh?
I remember hearing that story.
And it didn't make no sense.
It made absolutely.
And the guy walked back, the police see the van.
Yeah.
They said, this is stolen. He walks back and tells them, yeah, I was gonna run over these people. I said, look, man.
What?
I said, we've written letters for years. You got to ask who would benefit from a crime. Who had the ability to do it, man? Who knows how? Whose history is involved? I said, man, this is the World Trade Center, number 192. I said, that van. I said, the guy goes down kicking and screaming at the desk. I want my refund back. I said, they didn't use the van to blow up the World Trade Center. 6 people is dead. Do you think the man is a fool? Or you got to put him in the crazy house? You can't, you know, it's worse than the guy over there. I was going to run over everybody. I said, you got to go over the cases, man, that people have been picking up. I said, you got to go over ISIS, Daesh.